Welcome to this edition of Diligence Inside America's Boardrooms. I'm TK Kerstetter, and I'll be your host for today's show. If you are tuning in to today's show to get your weekly fix and guidance on important boardroom and governance issues, you're going to have to take a pass this week. After hosting hosting a board show for almost 12 years and almost 600 episodes, I have never done an episode that wasn't related to boardroom issues. Well, today's going to be the first, and with the support of Diligent and my show partners, PwC, New York Stock Exchange, Spencer Stewart, KPMG, Meridian Compensation Partners, and law firm Wilson Sonsini, Goodrich, and Rosati, we are going to do today's show honoring armed forces veterans, both past and present, who have sacrificed so we Americans can live the life that we choose. I picked this particular show timing due to it being Veterans Day this week. So it's a week of certain activities. And I'm especially proud to introduce my guest today, who works tirelessly every day to help vets and their families. It's my pleasure to introduce Bonnie Carroll, a veteran, a widow, a Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and most importantly, the founder and president of Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. TAPS, as it's called, is a nonprofit organization that provides care, welfare, and support to people that have lost a loved one in military service. Bonnie, I am honored to have you as a guest. Thank you for your service, and a big thank you for your efforts to help families of fallen heroes who gave their lives for this country. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, TK. It's an honor to be with you all, and especially as we head into Veterans Day, a time when America pauses to honor the legacy of service and sacrifice.
Well, I certainly feel passionate about that. That's why this show is really very special. And Bonnie, I think a great place to start is, could you take a moment and sort of share how and why TAPS was founded, what its mission is, and then how it has served and serves those in need today?
Absolutely, I would love to. At the time my husband and 7 other soldiers were killed in an Army plane crash, I was also serving as an officer in the National Guard. I thought understanding service myself, having worked in programs providing support to those who had experienced trauma and loss, I was prepared. Wow, when it's personal, it is an entirely different circumstance, and especially when that loss is compounded by military service. I went looking for the kind of support organization I was confident had to exist for military families. And back in the early 90s, when my husband's death occurred, there was no program. There was no place for all those grieving the death of a military loved one to go to find support, resources, connections to others, and a place to honor and remember their hero, regardless of how or where they died. So in November of 1994, TAPS was launched, and today we now are the primary frontline partner whenever and wherever a service member dies.
Well, that's a great story. Certainly sorry for your loss, but it has certainly sparked something that I believe today is, you've even ventured out of the US. Just mention a little bit about how you've grown.
Well, we found that grief is a common denominator. Regardless of language or culture or service, those who have lost a loved one grieve as one. It is a broken heart, and it is a loss that is complicated by that service to country in defense of freedom. So TAPS is now partnered in 53 countries. I'm just back from Ukraine, working with our partner TAPS Ukraine. providing support and mentoring their organization, which is on the front lines, caring for families experiencing loss every single day now.
Well, it's a great cause. So help me understand, what does the government or the military provide for heroes surviving families today? And then in all your, experiences, what have you found to be the biggest need of the families that are left without, typically without a parent?
Well, General Martin Dempsey, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs, serves on our board of directors, and he's very fond of saying at the military, the government does a magnificent job of rendering final honors, providing a final resting place, and administering government benefits to those who are eligible. But then TAPS comes in right alongside the family to support all those who are grieving. It extends beyond just the government eligible beneficiaries. We provide additional casework assistance, a 24/7 helpline, grief camps for children, and opportunities for families to connect. And that's actually the number one need, is to know that you are not alone, to understand that grief is the normal human response to loss, and that we do now become the living legacies of American service and sacrifice. So that's what TAPS provides. We have wonderful partnerships with military casualty, and we do this as one team to honor all those who have sacrificed for our nation.
I'm just curious, does the government or the military provide, for example, like college education for children, or what actually are there benefits that are helping that family in addition to the sort of comforting work that you guys do as well?
Absolutely. What a great question. We have a fantastic website, taps.org/edu. And we bring together for families who have children and children of school age the opportunity to understand all of the benefits that they're eligible for. Not only are there federal benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs for education, higher education in particular, but there are also state waivers for tuition to state universities. 47 out of 50 states waive tuition for surviving kids, and in some cases, widows as well. And then there are private scholarships. So we've got a great team at TAPS who works tirelessly to connect every child with a completely free education and a combination of all of those benefits.
Yeah, that sounds great. So with Veterans Day here, a day where we do all focus on all veterans, past and present, but I'm not sure that necessarily focuses on these families. So what can us privileged board members, executives, corporations do to help you accomplish your mission's goals, besides the obvious, which is, a charitable contribution?
Well, we would love support. TAPS is entirely privately funded. A lot of folks don't realize that. They assume this is all provided by the government, but we go way beyond what the government can provide, because we're expanding beyond just government eligible beneficiaries. We're recognizing that parents grieve as well the loss of their service member, as do siblings and significant others, as do extended relationships, and providing those support services is so important. I'm really hoping that your listeners will volunteer, will check out our website at taps.org, will follow us on social media. Our handle is @tapsorg, and will become involved. We have wonderful opportunities. TAPS is all over the United States. Please visit, get engaged, and reach out to those families to honor their loved ones' service and sacrifice in defense of all of our freedom.
So that address that you just gave is where people can, who want to support your selfless efforts and great cause, can also make a contribution?
Absolutely, at taps.org. We would love it. Thank you.
So Bonnie, again, this is, I think, a amazing cause. You're just an amazing person. And just to get this started, my wife and I would like to, give you this personal check for $2,500. And more than that, I'd like to challenge our listeners, board members, executives, and corporations to, go to the website, find what you do, find ways that they can help. And I promise you, I will reach out to my contacts and see if we can't, make a special effort to support such a worthy cause.
Oh, DK, God bless you. What a generous donation. I'm so grateful. A lot of people think the war is over and there aren't military deaths. Last year, TAP said more surviving family members come to us than ever before. We had 9,246 newly bereaved military families who relied on us to provide that immediate support. And your donation and the donation of your viewers and listeners is going to go a very, very long way to helping us. So God bless you. Thank you.
Well, Bonnie, best of luck. And, I hope that you have nothing but success with your organization.
Thank you.
And that will conclude this unique episode of Inside America's Boardrooms. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again next week with a regular boardroom related show that will help you be a better board member or committee member. So we'll see you then.